Hello everyone, my name is Megan Hassett. I'm going to be talking to you about persuading your audience of the values of understanding dynamics of persuasion. To persuade people, we try to make other people buy into our map. We try to make them realize our map is correct, to make us look right. We have found that during the lesson, we know each person has their own map. Their map is an outline of what a person thinks and believes through their experiences. Each person is going to have a different map because no one has the same experiences. We know that words also have certain meanings through experiences. I can say that chicken is the best food to eat. I can think about all the great chicken that I have eaten throughout my life. However, someone else could hear the word chicken and immediately think of a time when they had bad chicken, and their map tells them that my statement is untrue. Just the word chicken can ignite a mental map of what the word chicken means to the particular individual. With maps also come symbols. Symbols are a big part of our language. Symbols are a language that allows us to express our lives. Symbols can mean so many different things. For example, we can go almost anywhere in the world and show a picture of the McDonald's Golden Arches, and people are going to know exactly what this is. That symbol represents McDonald's and even a Big Mac, depending on what each person makes their map see. Another example would be a stop sign. Even if a person couldn't read the word stop, they would know that a red octagon sign means stop. Just like if I saw a red light, I would know that means stop. It doesn't matter where I am, I know the meaning of that symbol. Another topic that is interesting to me is how we can label people through symbols. In the discussion topic that we discussed, we heard about the Jesus symbol. We heard that a person that saw this symbol on the car would immediately know that this meant Jesus. This would map in our head and also label them as a person to be holy, a holy person, or even a good citizen. Without even knowing this person, we map in our head automatically and label this person as someone who is good. Another example of this would be a person with tattoos. In this day and age, almost everyone in my generation has tattoos. When someone of the older generation citizens sees someone with a tattoo, they automatically see this person as trouble. Now they are labeling them because in that certain era, if you had a tattoo, you were either a rebel or maybe a troublemaker. However, today we see people who have tattoos who are preachers, doctors, and many other people. One of the exposure theories that we talked about was the mere exposure theory. It's advertising a product for a short period of time in hope that it will increase their chances of people buying their product. Two popular ways of advertising seen all over the world are commercials and billboards. What advertising companies will do is post a billboard for approximately a month, and the same people going down the same route to work will see it every day and probably be curious about it. Then all of a sudden, it's taken down. This person that sees the billboard every day driving to work will notice that it's gone and will remind them to go and buy the item. One of the hot topics we talked about in group discussion has been a topic of conversation for years. I had this in high school, and it has been an ongoing discussion that I feel has been a little drawn out. I think that to succeed in the business world, you have to be able to adapt to your surroundings. If it is a corporate business where men have been running the company for a long time, then you have to be able to adapt. I don't think you have to change who you are, but you have to be able to give a little. Man, woman, teenager, white, black, brown, green, red, purple, and pink. We all have to bend a little to succeed in the business. As we work our way to the top, then we can have it our way. Until then, we must be able to adapt to the way that it is. A good example of change and being able to adapt to it is UNCG. It used to be an all-girls school and run completely by women. Now today, boys are allowed to join us girls, and it is starting to show that men are moving up in the food chain in the UNCG business. However, the older alumni are all women, and I'm sure that the men that represent the school are still abiding by the rules that the women at top are giving them. It is just a simple fact that in any business you have to be able to adapt to your surroundings. I think that there is too much thought going into this topic, and I don't feel that it is that big a deal in 2007. Now, in years past, it should have been a topic of conversation for us women. Another approach is the semantic approach. We carry maps in our heads, and this determines how we interpret language and signs. Once again, the semantic approach states that we all have maps in our head. These maps come from different experiences and how we interpret these maps. A word can mean something to me that means something completely different to you. An example of the ocean. I could think that this word means laying out on the beach, listening to the sound of the ocean crashing on the sandy beach. I could have a ton of thoughts and ideas about how wonderful the ocean is. But for someone else, they could hear the word ocean and think about being lost at sea or even a shark attack. This type of mental map is huge when talking about language. When talking about becoming a great persuader, the first thing I think about in achieving this concept is by knowing your audience. I think that with all the other topics in this chapter 12, this is the most important in my eyes. I believe that most people know who they are talking to and what interests the audience. You're not going to go into a speech talking about business finance with a bunch of historians. I think that you must do a few things before you're able to be a good persuader. I think you need to know what interests the audience. And also, I believe that you must do a little research ahead of time before your speech. I know that when people are running for government jobs, this is a big factor on what they say and how they say it. A speech is going to be way different for a group in North Carolina versus New York. Backgrounds and life experiences are key. The audience demographics are also involved with knowing your audience. I believe that knowing age, race, or gender are big factors when talking to a group. You don't want to make a speech about women to a bunch of guys because it won't interest them, and they also will not have the same experiences and maps that women would have. Finally, I believe that telling your experience is key in becoming a persuasive speaker. What I mean by this is that if you can relate to your audience with a personal experience, I believe this can open the doors to people's emotions and allow them to soak in what you have to say. I think that by allowing yourself to relate to the audience This is the first step in capturing their minds. Another example of this would be a group of people who have been caught breaking the law numerous times. If you, as the speaker, were to tell the audience the experiences you had with the law and how you fixed it, it would more likely go through instead of pounding in their heads how bad it is to break the law. Overall, every day we are persuaded to do something, whether it's good or bad. I look forward to hearing some other of the examples of persuasion that my classmates have talked about.